Lap 7, Tamburello Corner, May 1st, 1994. The car left the racing line at 192 miles per hour. It did not turn. In the wreckage, when the marshals reached the car, they found something tucked into the cockpit. A small Austrian flag, folded, never opened. He had planned to wave it on his victory lap, a tribute to the man who had died the day before. This is the story of Ayrton Senna, three-time world champion, the fastest driver who ever lived, and the reason he got into that car on the morning he died. Ayrton Senna da Silva was born in São Paulo, Brazil, in 1960, into a wealthy family who gave him everything, except the thing he needed most. He needed to go fast. At 13, he was racing karts in the dirt outside the city. At 21, he was in Formula One. At 28, he was world champion. By 1994, he had 65 pole positions, 3 world championships, 6 Monaco victories, a corner of the planet that seemed to belong to him personally. He was not just fast, he was something else. Something that made grown men stop talking when he entered a room. And made other drivers, even rivals who despised him, privately admit they had never seen anything like it. But 1994 was supposed to be different. A new chapter. Senna had left McLaren. He had joined Williams. He was chasing a 4th world championship that would make the argument permanent. The car had other ideas. The FIA banned all electronic driver aids for 1994. Williams had built their car around those systems. Senna retired from the first race, retired from the second. He was 0 points into a championship he was supposed to dominate. Entering Imola, Schumacher led by 20 points. Everyone arrived wanting the same thing, a clean weekend. Rubens Barrichello, 21 years old, Brazilian, one of Senna's closest friends in the paddock, hit a curb at 140 miles per hour. The car launched, rolled, came to rest upside down. Barrichello was airlifted to hospital. He would survive. Senna went to the medical center and did not leave until he knew Barrichello would be all right. That night, Senna called his girlfriend Adriane Galisteu. He broke down while recounting what he had seen on the track. Have you ever walked into a situation that felt wrong from the very first moment? Comment below. Roland Ratzenberger was 31 years old, Austrian. It was his first full season in Formula One. He had waited his entire adult life to be here. 18 minutes into Saturday qualifying, Ratzenberger's front wing failed at the Villeneuve corner. The car struck the concrete barrier at over 300 kilometers per hour. He suffered a fatal head injury. He was pronounced dead at 14:15. Same corner. 2 men, 24 hours apart. Senna had driven himself to the crash site in a course car. Officials stopped him. He returned to the pits and collapsed in tears in the arms of Professor Sid Watkins. Watkins told him to go home, quit the sport, go fishing. Senna said, "Sid, there are certain things over which we have no control. I cannot stop. I must go on." That night, Senna told Galisteu he did not feel like racing the next day. He told her it felt morally wrong. She told him he did not have to race. He said it was his job. He had to. Sunday morning. Senna was fastest in warm-up by 9/10 of a second. He had breakfast with Alain Prost. Before the grid, Senna remained bareheaded in the cockpit for long minutes, contrary to his habit of immediately putting on his helmet. Before leaving his motorhome, Senna had tucked a small Austrian flag into the cockpit of his car. When he won today, he was going to wave it for Ratzenberger on the victory lap. The race restarted on lap 6. Senna led. Schumacher followed. Lap 7. Tamburello corner. A flat-out left-hander at nearly 200 miles per hour. The car departed the racing line. It traveled straight into the concrete wall. Senna managed to brake from 192 miles per hour to 131. In the impact, a piece of the suspension became a projectile. It struck his helmet. His body suffered almost no injuries below the neck. If the suspension piece had missed his head by 2 inches, he would have walked away. Senna was declared dead at 6:40 p.m. He was 34 years old, the same age as Roland Ratzenberger. Brazil declared 3 days of national mourning. 1 million people lined the streets of São Paulo for Senna's funeral procession. 7 Brazilian Air Force jets flew in formation overhead. A 21-gun salute was fired. The Brazilian national football team won the World Cup 2 months later. They dedicated their victory to Senna. Every major newspaper on Earth put Senna on the front page the morning of May 2nd. In England, in Italy, in France, in America. A racing driver. Front page, everywhere. That does not happen unless the man was something more than a racing driver. When the marshals searched the wreckage of Senna's car, they found a small Austrian flag tucked into the cockpit. Senna had planned to carry it on his lap of honor, a tribute to Roland Ratzenberger. The flag never opened. Ratzenberger had died the day before. Senna died trying to honor him. The two of them had never met. They shared one track, one weekend. After Imola, Formula One changed. Tamburello was redesigned into a chicane. Cockpit protection was raised. HANS devices became mandatory. Safety standards implemented within months. It would be 21 years before another Formula One driver died from injuries at a race weekend. Every driver who walked away in those 21 years walked away because of what changed after Imola. Adriane Galisteo was watching the race on television in Portugal when the crash happened. When she saw the car hit the wall, her first thought was that Senna would be home early. She waited for him to climb out of the cockpit. He never did. The flag in the cockpit was still folded. The tribute he had planned was still undelivered. Some things remain unfinished. Some debts are paid by the people who come after. Every driver who has since walked away from a high-speed crash walked away because of what changed after Imola. Without knowing it, they have honored both of them. The flag finally opened, just not the way Senna intended. If this story stayed with you, comment below. Tell us which part you didn't know, and follow Story Archive for the next chapter.